just to start out in terms of what Citizen Lab itself states about Pegasus is to understand that while the primary justification by NSO Group for Pegasus, which is the company based in Israel, is the justification that it is used to aid in legitimate criminal cases, which have a very high threshold of being either cases of terrorism or national security impacting public order. Contrary to that, Citizen Lab's own findings are, quote, we have found indications of possible political themes within targeted materials in several countries. And this is on the basis of revelations first made in 2019. Hence, when assertions are being made today and factual disclosure are being made today, they are essentially representing attack on the very basis of the political establishment of India as a republic, which includes principal members of opposition, the chief electoral commissioner, as well as possibly a Supreme Court judge. When you control these levers of power, you indirectly also control the very process of democratic institutions, which are seeing a larger erosion. In terms of the claims by Pegasus itself, by NSO Group itself, it does not stand to muster, because in 2019, when the first tranche of disclosures are made through first reporting by the Financial Times, which was subsequently substantiated within the Indian Express, several activists who then subsequently deposed before the standing committee were notified by WhatsApp that their phones were intercepted. Secondly, these activists subsequent to that also came forward in the press. Some of them were publicly identified. And at that point in time as well, firstly, in October, towards the end, the then Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad did not provide any clear answer. In fact, stated that a notice had been sent to WhatsApp itself. Secondly, on the floor of Parliament stated that all procedures which are followed as per our interception laws are legal, and if anybody has any complaints, they can go and file a complaint registering a criminal case. Okay, so this is the Pegasus product description, okay? And this is there as an exhibit in the California case. What are the benefits of Pegasus? And these are the actual operational functionalities within the software. Unlimited access to target mobile devices, intercept calls, bridge intelligence gaps, handle encrypted content in devices, application monitoring, pinpoint targets. This goes far above what was conventionally understood to be tapping or intercepting or listening into a conversation. Now, let's also look at one other document which is annexed to this legal filing, which is the contract between NSO Group and the government of Ghana. Now, if you look at this agreement, which has been entered, firstly, this agreement has a consideration of $8 million, which is contained within the annexure itself, which also gives rise to a very high amount of money, which is placed in terms of deployment of the system. And it's with a sovereign entity. The second thing which I would like to indicate is that if you look at the description of the system and services, it does not only require a software which is downloaded and installed. It's a very complex software, which in fact also requires deployment, training, hardware installation. By itself cannot be done without actual physical presence of contracted personnel, given the amount of money, the sophistication of the software. Beyond this, I would just like to quickly now go to what has been subsequent to this legal filing and what's the context in this. The context before the California court is WhatsApp's claim that there has been an unauthorized access to its systems, which has undermined it, and they have proceeded claims under tort, but also under the Computer Fraud Abuse Act and the California Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and the Data Act additionally. But there's also been a subsequent filing which has been made by seven international digital rights organizations as well as local ones. It also includes the Internet Freedom Foundation. And this filing is an amici brief intended towards also bringing the testimony of the actual victims who have suffered this kind of invasion, which includes Bela Bhatia from Chhattisgarh. And if you just go towards the end of what she narrates in this filing, it is essentially this. For Bela, this type of harassment is expected, and so is surveillance. Bela has also assumed that her phone was tapped and her movements were tracked long before the 2019 Pegasus attack. So when Citizen Lab informed her that she had been targeted, she viewed it as a continuation of years-long surveillance campaign by the Indian government in a more sophisticated package. This could not understate the implications, the impact the surveillance has had on Bela's life. She now operates from a baseline of suspicion and restricts her activities. I'd like to indicate certain documents on state responsibility, which comes through precisely the understanding of Israeli law. And this is on the basis of a legal opinion which was given to the company which was investing in NSO Group at one point in time. And this is a group of private equity investors. They obtained a legal opinion from a law firm to ensure that the activities of NSO Group with regard to Pegasus are legal under Israeli law. And essentially what they have been told is as follows. If you look at this opinion, it essentially states in paragraphs 8, 9, and 10, the legal regime in Israel with respect to export of these weapons. It also ties in with the agreement which I showed with the government of Ghana earlier. And all of this quite simply states it's a cyber weapon. Pegasus has the capability of going beyond passive interception into a much more active form of malware infection, hence is actually classified as a cyber weapon, requiring certain clearances by the Israeli Ministry of Defense comparable to an arms export. Now, where does that legally stand? I think so some comment has already been made with respect to this on India's lack of proper, firstly, statutory recognition and oversight of intelligence agencies. Secondly, our antiquated system of even existing safeguards with regard to interception, which are within the Telegraph Act, as well as in the Information Technology Act.